Hey YouTube, it's your girl Jarena Love back with another video. Welcome back, welcome back. How are you doing, my busy bee? Staying busy, I hope. Keeping it sexy, always. I totally have to jump in and say I am so sorry, you guys. I thought that I was filming this look. This is a part one of the 21 days of Halloween to the look that continues on. The look that I intended to do and story time to tell you about was, something cute and sweet, but I thought it was filming and I wasn't. So I'll just break it down for you real quick. What I got on my eyes, I'm using the Hocus Pocus palette from ColourPop, and it's super simple. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's gorgeous, and I'm using just a touch of this dark black, the green, and this shimmery green. Yes, and then I lighten up the middle just a little with this one before I put another coat of that shimmery green on it. And then my inner corner is this silver shimmer that I told you I got from my goddaughter. So yeah, that's what's on my eyes. I'm also using the Zola Lash Adhesive liner with the Clever Witch Folk Mink Lashes from ColourPop. So the purple haired one, so it's more natural. And that's part one of the video. I haven't even put on my blush, my highlighter, nothing. Just put on my lips, and I was like, oh, I'm not filming. Oh my goodness, my bees are gonna be like, girl, how did you get from A to B without pausing us out? Well, I swore to God, I was looking at myself in there, just talking to y'all, having a good old time, and the next thing you know, the camera just went off, and I was like, was I not recording? Apparently, I was not recording. But I wanted the look to start out very, very simple so that you can do this yourself. And this is a part of my 21 days of Halloween costume. I mean, it's a very, very simple costume. I'm just wearing my little baby doll house dress. That's the first part of it. And I'm being a baby doll. But I grew up in a house full of porcelain dolls and Cabbage Patch Kids. So can you imagine my room was wall to wall porcelain dolls and Cabbage Patch Kids. I was not afraid. That's not the point of this. My grandmother, when the Cabbage Patch Kids first came out and they were very, very popular, I found one that looked just like me as a baby. It had the point on her head because I had a little acorn head, and she was gorgeous. And she was just so cute and lovable. And I was like, Grandma, they have a doll just like me. And she's like, they got a lot of dolls that look like you. So they, she just kept buying them through the years. So I figured that would be a cute costume for you guys to see, is a porcelain. Sorry, I have an allergy attack or something, because like my eyes have been watering really bad all morning, and still didn't get no sleep. But my eyes have been watering really, really bad, and my nose has been kind of drizzly, which is unusual and gross and just not right on camera. Sorry, I don't want to keep reaching over you guys so you can't see me, but I needed to get a black liner, which I pulled out the Kat Von D tattoo liner, and I also pulled out a regular Kohl, just a Dollar Tree type pencil, and I pulled out these stencils, which I'm not going to use the stencils on my face because that would just ruin all of this goodness, okay? But they are an example. My nose is not running, y'all. It's just shiny. It's shiny. But these are the stencil. This is an example. They're from Wet n Wild. I had these for a while now. Okay. But they're still really good. They're still wrapped in the plastic. Just had, I always try to collect everything after Halloween, especially the cracked, the broken and stuff. And it was in a palette that was broken, and basically to make a broken doll. So this is pretty much shatter looking of glass to give you that idea of where you want to be at as a doll. So, while I keep getting out of frame, let's pump up this doll's cheeks, of course. You know, gotta be cute, gotta be super, super rosy. And I'm gonna use this palette from Kenya. I got it, Kenya Beauty. I got it in my BoxyCharm a couple of months ago. Super pretty palette. The one this month that's supposed to be in one of the boxes is from Pretty Vulgar. It's pretty much the same, but these are all blushes and these are all highlights. So the same and not the same, because that one comes with bronzer. So it has nothing to do with this video, right? So like, what the hell are you talking about it for? I just figured I would bring it up. So I'm going to use the middle color, which is XOXO. And it's the darkest red color in there. And I'm going to center that like jigsaw on my cheek beds. Because for some reason, nobody knew what blending out was on them porcelain dolls, did they? They would just pat, 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 and that's all you got. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build up that color, because this is a pretty dull, not dull, but a buildable palette. Not, I don't want to say dull. Why would I just be like, it's dull? No, it's not dull. It's just buildable color. So you're not going to get, bam, pigment. You don't want that when it comes to blush, because it's really hard to blend out. So I'm just tapping it every once in a while. I'm just tapping, tapping, tapping. And these are all clean brushes. And I feel like, you make me feel like a natural woman. When your brushes are clean, right? Make me want to sing. Alright? And then put it on the nose, because apparently them dolls had it on their nose real good. And I'm going to use the pink called Le Zola on the nose, because it's like super pink. I don't know if you guys can really see that, but she's super, super pink. And I'm putting it like that, so that I have my jigsaw moment cheeks, for example. And then, I mean, you're beautiful for an office party, right? Flip the brush, flip the brush to the clean side to blend the nose out. Just enough, right? And I was looking for a not a purple, but a brown pencil, but I could not find one just like off the top of my guff here. Oh, I do have my brow pencil, because I want to give myself freckles. And you just want to try to dab and twist, because not all freckles match, not all are alike. Some are big, some are small. This doesn't look like it's working at all. So let's swap that for a liquid pencil. We're just gonna, it's makeup. It can wash off. We'll Kat Von D it up. Give myself some freckles, just like all the little porcelain dolls. And this is still, I mean, if it was an open time for like office parties or whatever, this would be still really cute. Being a, you know, a little girl porcelain doll, and off the back not knowing exactly what you are, but they're like, oh, she's super cute, maybe she's a baby doll. You know, you are. I was always a baby doll, and everybody's baby was my baby doll. Alright, so I've got a bunch of freckles, right? And the way you tone down freckles, whenever you're worried about like it being splotchy on your face and you're doing your makeup, I like to take just an angled brush. I got this Moda brush in my Ipsy, and I'm going to take the Gemini brown blush and just dab over it, just to dull out the shine from my freckles. Okay, and that's it. That's it for that. You know, so that's a real easy part. You're like, okay, so what's next? The hard part. The hard part. So the hard part is deciding exactly how long you want your lashes for being a doll. And you're not going to make them on your eye. You're going to make them actually up here where your brow bone is. Kind of like a cat. I don't know if you can see that too good. So I'm putting them like that, and I'm going to do the same on the bottom. just about 3 or 4 lashes. You don't need a lot when you're doing a doll look, but also it's going to change a little because I'm going to highlight them with shimmery silver. These are just a few starter lines. Oops, that one curved. Don't want it to curve. You want them all to be straight. Because if you ever notice, the doll's eyes always seem to flicker out on the side. I didn't understand that. And my dolls, their eyes would like open and close. If you laid them down or laid them back, it was crazy. So that's the main part of your cutesy part. Okay? Some little splash freckles, little splash eyelashes. Now for the tricky part. So I'm going to, as always, give a little crinkly lines. And kind of, this is going to be my shatter one. And bust it out. I know it looks like popcorn right now, but I'm going to use a different pencil to kind of darken it up. For some reason, always the dolls fell on their head. You know, mine were on stands, so they always went boom, fell on their head, got a crack on their head. So there's my first crack on my head. And then kind of just crack myself up. And I'm not even following any pattern. I'm just letting it go. Okay? And then I'm going to give that deep cut. That always happens. Okay? And bring this line all the way. And this is why you need a couple of pencils. Because your liquid pencil will start to want to dry out. And even though it's a new Kat Von D pencil, it'll still act up. But we're going to take a chalk one and fill in that broken cavity. And just smudge. That looks good, just like that. Now I'm going to take a pencil brush. And where did it go? Just that quick. Oh, I put it up here and I shouldn't have. The silver. And just trace over, highlight any of the spots. And especially the cracks. I'm going to put the silver in the crack. How many of you guys had porcelain dolls growing up? Or was it just your grandma's, your auntie, great auntie's house that may have had them. All of my great aunts had them. I swear, like, there was not a house that didn't have some type of porcelain doll in it when I was growing up, and we would give them as gifts. Because they're so pretty, you know? And they weren't really expensive back then as far as I can remember. Yeah, how's that look? Am I looking busted up enough? Because I know my dolls went through some things. I totally played with them. And even though I didn't know back then what I know now, that they're not meant to be played with, we would play with them. I would personally play with them. Now, to enhance my lashes more, I'm going to use mascara. And you're like, what? Yeah, to give myself that mascara brush line. And it's Halloween, so don't try to make it all perfect, because there's no reason to be perfect. I'm going to take, I need a spoolie. Here we go. Just to brush it out more. To make it look more like brush strokes. Kind of looks like smear strokes on camera, but in person you can see the brush strokes, and then you can see the dab of the lines. Okay. And then to end that off, give me a second. Okay, to end that all off, we're going to take a highlighter brush and we're going to highlight that. Just in that area too. I want it to be real bright and isolated right there on the where the lashes would be. And if I want it to be brighter, which of course, you know, your girl loves a good highlight, you grab you an Oprah. You got to have an Oprah highlight. This is in Star Island. And I'm going to just and I gave myself a neutral lip because I never seen any of them, even the colored ones, black, white, Asian. I had all colors of the rainbows of these dolls. The next time I'll pull one out if it doesn't scare you guys too much, because a lot of people are scared of them. So I don't even have them on display in my house. But I do have a lot of porcelain dolls. And they're just inherited. I'm using the Chic Cosmetics lip paint, and if you guys are interested, I got a code in the description. I also found a couple other codes that I put in the description that I didn't know I had. If you want to check those out, if you guys want to go shopping for advent calendars and different things like that this season. I figured I'm a colored doll, so I should be a little red. At first I picked a nude lip, but I was like, it's a little too nude. Let's go Annabelle red. How many of you guys liked that Annabelle series? I actually liked it. And it was crazy how all these years, them making the series, our collective what would you call that? It's a universe on its own. Like, look at that. It's super glossy. Um, the Annabelle universe is on its own. That nobody really knew unless you really, really knew. And back in the day, I knew and owned an original Raggedy Ann and Andy. I had them both. Alright, we're going to draw on some regular doll eyebrows, because dolls didn't really have eyebrows, so we're just going to draw on a real dark eyebrow. I figured keep it real animated. Now, there was a couple of tricks that I seen Nikki tutorial them do, but that's more advanced. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just a makeup lover from the bottom of my heart. But this, one more thing, one more good thing. I almost forgot. You guys almost let me get away with it. You're like, what did you do that to your hair for? If you ever owned a porcelain doll, if you ever really owned any type of glass doll, you knew off the back your doll hair was beat up. I'm gonna take some of this white paint. That's one of the things I did forget. This is costume paint. And I'm just gonna dab that right under my eye. And you're like, why are you doing that? Well, I smoked out my under eye because I had totally forgot to show you the basic part of the whole thing. But now that I am a doll, and if you wanted this to be more precise, you can use a brush, but I find it to be more cute when you aren't precise. You know, it's a little bit more artistic, I guess. But I'm going to take a thick brush here, and I'm going to dip it in here, because I totally forgot. You need real doll eyes. And dolls had really white eyes. And then if you want to be even more spectacular, let me give you this. There we go. What do you think, son? Do I look like a broken doll? I'm a broken doll. Let's make this a little bit more smoky and creepy and ghoulish. Right there. And that's it, YouTube. What do you think? I'm a broken doll. You wanna come pull my strings, and I don't know why I always thought my dolls had to have the best mussed up hair. But thank you for stopping by. I really appreciated you guys stopping by and experiencing one of my other 21 Days of Halloween. I went from being a beautiful doll to a broken doll to a broken marionette doll. So thank you all for stopping by. And I will see you in the next one. Be good to each other. And don't forget, even though Halloween may be canceled for the rest of the world, I'm going to hang out some little treats. Things wrapped up in sanitary, like hand sanitizer. Little things from the Dollar Tree. Little alcohol pads, and maybe even a few lollipops that are completely sealed. But until then, bye-bye for now.